How's it going, YouTube? You guys are back with Next Tech Edit, and today we're going to be talking about Apple's event that they just finished up, and it's going to be including the Apple Watch Series 3, the iPhone 8, and the iPhone 10. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and just start off with the Apple Watch. I still use a normal watch in my opinion, has the mechanical dial and everything, but this is the first series of Apple's watch that they have got me to pretty much consider possibly switching over, and that's adding cellular capabilities to their watch, which in my opinion is a great addition to what they've already had. So even though they've added cellular capabilities, they haven't changed the size of the Apple Watch. The SIM card is just electronically built in, so there's no extra slot or some ugly little, pinhole for you to have to try and pop it out. In my opinion, selling an Apple Watch, there's always this highlight of a faster processor. I don't really see the need for it in a watch. It just doesn't seem to make much sense. However, with this one, they have a 70% faster dual-core processor, so for those that it matters, there's an upside for you. Even with cellular capabilities, they are keeping the 18-hour battery life, so that's definitely a major plus. The new Series 3 is going to be the same as Series 2. With cellular, you're looking at $399 as the starting point. If you want all the features without the cellular capabilities, you're going to be looking at $329. You're going to be able to order these on September 15th and in store on the 22nd. So that's just a small wrap up and overview of the Apple Watch Series 3. Nothing too amazing, but in my opinion, it was something worth switching to if you already don't own one. Next up, we're going to be starting with the iPhone 8. This is definitely an upgrade for some people. I'm still stuck on 6 myself, so I'll either be jumping to 8. Odds are I'll be switching over to 10, however, so we'll see how that goes. Now with the colors, if you saw all the rumors, the colors were a little, debatable, especially that weird rose gold or bronze, whatever you want to call it, copper. The color isn't going to be that. The color that they presented today was definitely a lot cleaner. So you're still going to have like a space gray, a silver, and then a new kind of gold finish. So it's going to be the same size as you have your 5.5 on the Plus series and the 4.7 on the regular 8 series. Both of these are going to have your Retina display. For those of us that like to game on the iPhone, especially myself, my brother always tells me that I'm probably the only person that really uses my phone for gaming. It's just something to keep me busy when I'm bored. It does have the new A11 Bionic chip in it, which does give you, I believe, 4 high efficiency processors, or cores, sorry, and 2 high performance cores as well. So for someone like me, might be beneficial, especially different from coming from the 6. On the side, I am a photographer for the most part, especially when I get the opportunity to actually do so. I have upgraded to the A7R2, which I'm currently filming on. So photography is a big part of kind of what I do in my daily life. So with them having upgrades, they still kept the 12 megapixel camera, however there have been some changes. So they have faster low light autofocus applications, especially built into the software. The aperture on one of the cameras, not the telephoto, is going to be f1.8, and then if I'm not mistaken, the telephoto is 2.4. So definitely, nice upgrade. I don't do a lot of video, however, I have always wanted to look into kind of getting into it a little bit more as far as learning creative ways to go about it. A lot of YouTubers have been my inspiration. Movies in general and short films have been a major part of what got me going into just photography itself and then into the cinematic side of it. So it's definitely something that plays a role of importance on the iPhone, especially when it's something that you carry with you on your person every day. So for instance, the video on this, you're getting your 1080p at 240 frames per second. That way you can definitely get extremely smooth slow motion, and that's definitely upside. The iPhone also does shoot in 4K, and it has been bumped up to 60 frames per second, so that's definitely a big step up. It'll be nice when we can get to 120 frames per second in 4K. Definitely, being able to keep 4K footage fluent throughout a whole video without having to break it up in up-res and stuff like that. One feature that a lot of iPhone users have been looking at getting, or actually just looking forward to in general, and Apple actually finally added it to the iPhone, especially with their whole glass kind of configuration, even on the back, is wireless charging. Apple's taken their sweet ass time getting there, so they finally gotten there, and it's definitely going to be something useful for the rest of us. Basically, now we're just going to get into pricing for the iPhone 8. The 64 gigabytes is going to start at $699, and then it goes up from there. They do offer only 64 and 256 gigabyte sizes. And then when you go to the 8 Plus, it's $100 more for the 64 gigabytes, starting at $799. So they've been pretty much sitting at the same price range as the 7 did when it came out. And that as well is going to be available in 64 gigabytes and 256 gigabytes. Finally, the iPhone that I've been personally waiting for is going to be the iPhone 10. Definitely going to be doing a comparison video to the first generation iPhone that I actually have, coming to, see where we came from all the way up to where we are now, so that won't be coming up until August, November, of course, if I get it on time. So basically one of the main things that makes up this iPhone, it's only available in 2 colors, and that's silver and space gray with a surgical steel kind of outer band, so that's pretty neat. The screen size on this is going to be bigger than the Plus. You're looking at not really the screen, well actually the screen size is going to be a 5.8 diagonal, so it's going to give you more real estate, you know, edge to edge display. And they're considering that, calling that their Super Retina display, also because it has OLED features to support HDR. It has the highest density pixel per inch at 458 that an iPhone has ever seen. I know other devices have more, but of course iPhone is always a little bit behind. This display also does support HDR, especially Dolby Vision, and HDR10. So if you notice, there isn't a home button anymore. Basically, in order to wake it up, you can either tap it or do the initial raise to wake. So some people were asking, I know at the beginning, if there isn't going to be a touch button, how are you going to go ahead and get into your phone without Touch ID, and also how are you going to get back to like the home screen? So basically what they've implemented is you just swipe up and it sends the app back to the home screen, and you can go back and scroll through all your apps. Another thing with this is also an awesome feature is going to be their whole new facial recognition system. And basically what that is once you hold it up and you pay attention to it, it'll recognize your face with their whole new camera setup on the top. That's not something I want to go into as far as detail, because it's not something it interests me. However, it's not anything that I'm 100% familiar with. And what's nice about this though is they did say that it's all on phone or on processing. It's not sent to the cloud as far as the face recognition goes. However, how much of that can we really believe? Doesn't really matter. We're going to do it anyways. They did give some statistics. With the Touch ID with your thumb, there was a 1 in 50,000 chance that someone could go ahead and get into your phone. With the facial recognition, supposedly it's 1 in 1 million chance that someone can get into your phone with the face recognition. And things like this, we always use Touch ID for Apple Pay. We're going to be using the facial recognition for Apple Pay. Look at it and then pay. One of the features that I thought was cool was the new Animoji feature, where you can kind of animate the emoji, and I think they said it recognizes up to 50 facial muscles. So that was pretty neat as well. The camera on the 10 is pretty much going to be the same. However, it does have the dual optical stabilization on both the telephoto and the regular camera. So it's pretty neat. And if you noticed, it went to vertical from horizontal. So with all this extra stuff, they have added 2 more hours of supposed battery life, which I guess is necessary, especially for all this processing power and some of the new features. So hopefully that it actually holds up to that. However, I know I'm charging my phone probably once or twice a day, just depending on what I'm doing and how much time I have on my hands to actually use my phone. As far as the specs go across the phones though, there's not a huge difference. I will be doing the video on that, whether it's justify the difference in pricing really. So keep an eye out for that. But as far as the iPhone 8 goes, the specs are pretty much, for the most part, the same in the 10. So there's not much to go into detail there. So last step is just going to be pricing. And basically the 64 gigabyte starts at $9.99, and this won't be available until October 27th, shipping on the 3rd. So hopefully it's going to be a madhouse, but hopefully it's not going to be too crazy and we can actually get our hands on one. So it'll be pretty neat. So yeah, thanks for watching guys. I know I have to talk pretty quick. My SD card is rather small for shooting 4K, so I kind of have to fit some stuff in there until I get one of the bigger SD cards. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As usual, I'll be posting pictures somewhere at the beginning and middle. That way you guys can take a look, especially if you haven't already seen it. Keep an eye out, like I said, I'm going to be posting a couple more videos here shortly. Definitely one on the differences, and then once I get the actual phone, I'll compare it to the first generation, and I'm sure I'll find another video or 2 to make in the meantime. Thanks for watching guys. Definitely subscribe, share the video if you find it useful, and just drop me a like. I'll catch you guys in the next one.